The rise of remote work and online transactions, what measures should individuals take to secure their home networks and personal devices from cyber threats?
So to answer that question, it really takes several points. One is the employee or the remote worker really needs to have a sense of cybersecurity and being careful not to log into open networks, not to use untrusted networks. Use a VPN, virtual private network, if they have access to that. And then be mindful of what they post on social media. Social media is a big threat vector, or can be used as a threat vector for threat actors to infiltrate. So when they monitor this activity, what you post, and then of course Facebook will tell you what are the relationships of who. They're going to understand your family and go after them. So what social media has done, it's great that we can connect, but the pitfalls against it is that we show the interconnectivity, and now the threat actors use those to exploit Filipinos. Not the Philippines, but
Examples are in social media. What activities should not be posted?
definitely
For
nothing
example.
about your personal identifiable information. So nothing
Example.
like that. Also, that would be your address, your phone number, don't post those
So
types.
we should fake our birthdays then?
You should actually. In fact, many people ask me, what about if there's a question I need to answer? Answer it incorrectly, but remember that you answered it incorrectly, right? That's really the key to it. And then in terms of that, I would not post a lot of movement. People love to tell, I was here, I'm selfie this, I'm showing you where I'm at. The more that you do, number one, you're away from your home. If they know where you live, they're going to go in and get you. Number two, you start posting, they start to monitor where your movements are. They track everything about you. So to have a online presence that is responsible and not disclosure so that they can't really track you is usually the best way. Personally, I was off the grid for 10 years. You will not see, you'll see Ouano, you'll see a Ben Ouano in Australia. That's not me. And the reason was this, I did a lot of dark web intelligence for a lot of years. I did not need people to find what I was doing, threat actor groups and things like that. So I scrubbed my presence from the internet. It's only now that we're really seeing a lot of threat actor activity, have I kind of slowly reintroduced myself to that, but very responsible.
Carlo, di ba na kay question about the local?
Yeah, because recently we've heard about government entities and even private companies facing hacking problems. In fact, just recently a hospital in Cebu, a public hospital, was hacked. The Facebook account of the hospital was hacked. So, how do you see as far as the public and private entities are concerned, especially in the Philippines or for this matter in Cebu, how do you think these public, government offices and private companies should deal with all these threats that are present now?
First of all, I really believe, we at Resecurity really believe a mutual sharing of intelligence is best for any type of
Mutual sharing
of information and intelligence. It has to be. We too many times are caught in a silo where I have this information, and it exists in private as well as public, and it exists even in our armed forces. You have various facets. You have the Navy, you have the Army, and all that. They don't all communicate, and if we can all get on the same page, we can better defend this country and our Filipino citizens with the best possible cybersecurity. But the problem right now is that we don't share enough, for whatever reason that may be. Again, I think I alluded to earlier about the shaming process, or the fact that when you present a lot of information that isn't really looking good. People tend to look at that, they're ashamed, they would like to sweep it under the rug. They don't want to address it. But the fact of the matter is we need to share that, ashamed or no shame. And that's really the challenge of a lot of people. It's like, how do we get past the shaming factor to the point where we can, build ourselves a cybersecurity posture?
So, sir, small businesses here often lack, cybersecurity teams, diba? So, can you give essentials, small for mga cybersecurity tips or measures that they can start with?
Absolutely. So look, a lot of it is going to be in the hygiene of their security. We talked about some of the insider threats are some of the worst, which is your own employees. It begins with the company, the culture they're trying to embed in terms of cybersecurity, and making sure everyone is accountable to each other as well as to the company. Solutions looking for, we partner with 888 TechX, and we believe that we can still offer them information and intelligence, albeit at a scaled down level, but it's still very useful. So for many MSPs, we offer licensing of our product.
What is MSPs?
Managed service provider. So basically where a company is small enough they can't afford, let's say, these types of solutions. An MSP such as Ren with 888 TechX could offer them a proportion of this, give them the same capability, but in a smaller scale, and be able to take and utilize their license so that they can still provide the best amount of information and intelligence for that company.
Do you have any estimated figures, sir? Where can they start? How much would they?
As low as?
Yeah. For a small
Actually,
company.
I think for the risk, we are talking about the risk management tool. Right?
Just for entry level.
Yeah. So the way the categorize the pricing is small, medium, and large. Right? So it depends on the number of employees, and then it's annual subscription. But typically ranging from maybe less than 500K something.
Per installation?
No,
Per what?
You mean 500
Subscription?
in terms of the monthly or 5K in terms of the annual?
500K.
I
500K.
mean, in dollars or pesos we're talking
That's
about.
we're talking for supporters, for example. Where can they start?
Because you might
I
have
was
different-
interpreting.
So can
Yes, you
we
can.
say like
Just
so it's like a small enterprise organization like less than 300. So we bracketed it like that, and then from 300 to 500. So for small scale, it's perhaps around less than like 800K maybe.
This is one-time fee for the,
It's-
or
No,
it's a subscription?
that would be annual.
annual subscription.
Annual.
That's for around 300 to 500 employees.
We could
What
say
you're doing.
it's a medium size.
Yeah, medium size.
Medium-sized edition.
So in the instance to use that, illustrate that further, let's say that I only have 25 employees. I only have
Yeah, for example, like
They can utilize the MSP license, so
Yes.
Ren can give that to them at a much discounted rate. Still be able to deliver the intelligence and reports to
Right.
them on a daily basis. What does that do? It creates jobs for Ren so that he can employ people to be able to administer those to the smaller companies.
Okay.
So we see this as a win-win for the Filipinos.
So in short, we will be flexible in terms of providing them the solution. In terms of like pricing, we can be flexible.
Very, very.
So because our advocacy is to educate and to have these tools in a small scale, but of course it's different with the bigger companies. Perhaps the multinational companies is different, but for as an advocacy for us because we are still starting, so perhaps we can manage that level. So the important thing here is awareness of this solution, and I think we have the right tool to deal with that, because in our mindset, if it's cybersecurity, it's expensive, right? But for us, I think this is a very good pricing. Yeah.
So what's the role of